Welcome to my channel, the #1 place on YouTube for martial artists to improve their training. So in this video, I'm going to break down 3 of the basic martial arts kicks so that you can learn. If you've never done Taekwondo or any martial arts before, don't worry, I'm going to take you through each of the kicks step by step. I know a lot of people are at home right now and they're looking for new ways to work out or new things to learn, so I thought this would be a great video to help everybody learn something new. If you've ever been interested in martial arts, this is a great time to learn. So let's go ahead, just make sure that you find some space, make sure that you've done a proper warm-up. A couple of different ways to warm up if you're not sure how to are to do jumping jacks, jump rope, do some squats. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do, but basically you just want to make sure that your muscles, your legs especially, are all warmed up so that you can avoid any injuries. Now, big announcement, if you're interested in learning martial arts, I am launching my first course that is going to be specifically for beginners in martial arts. We cover everything from martial arts basics, from learning things as like how to bow, how to start in a fighting stance, how to do our basic kicks, learning Taekwondo Iljan, which is a form, learning all the stances. We break everything down. If you've just started learning martial arts, this is a great way to help you also practice everything at home, and we have some great workouts on there. I will leave the link in the description below, so make sure that you check that out if you're interested in learning martial arts and want to improve your training. Now let's go ahead and get started on learning 3 of the basic Taekwondo kicks. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to start in a fighting stance. Usually you want your right leg to go backwards. You're going to have your hands come up. You're going to put them in tight fists, which means you're going to curl your fingers all the way in and make sure that your thumb crosses in front of them like this. I'm going to go ahead and do one on this side just so that you can follow along as I'm teaching all of the kicks. So the first kick that we're going to learn is a front snap kick. For a front snap kick, what you're going to do, you're going to pick your knee all the way up like this and bring it back down. Okay, let's go ahead and try that again. Knee up and back down. Okay, for this one, what I want you to do is actually just point your foot downward like this. We're going to be hitting with the top of your foot just like this. Okay, just to learn. Now let's go ahead and bring that knee up. From here, you're going to kick out, back in, and then step down in front of you. Okay, let's try that again. Ready? Knee up, kick out, back in, and then back down. So one thing that you're going to want to make sure you're doing is chambering. So that chamber is when I'm telling you to make sure that your knee is up as high as you can go. After you do your kick, you always want to return over to that chamber position. So you kick, back in, and then back down, okay? You can also go back to your spot. There's different ways of doing kicks, but let's go ahead and practice it a little bit quicker, okay? Hands up in your fighting stance. Let's do that kick, knee up, kick out, and land in front. Come back to your spot. Ready? And let's try it again. Little faster, put it all together now. Ready? Knee up, kick. Just like that. Okay? You don't have to go very high. Go as high as you're comfortable. Let's try 3 more. Ready? Hands up. Make sure your eyes are looking straight forward at your target. Front snap kick. Very good. Let's try 2 more. Ready? And 1. And back to your spot. 2. Okay, now you got it down. Let's go ahead and change something up with this front snap kick. When you do a front snap kick, I taught you how to do it using the top of your foot. Now we're going to learn how to do it with kicking with the ball of our foot. So to learn how to do that, imagine that you're wearing high heels and you're placing this foot so that your toes are pulled back. Only the ball of your foot is touching with the bottom of your toes on the ground, and your foot is forward like this. Now what I want you to do is try and lift your foot off the ground and back down, keeping that same position that whole time. Lift it up, back down. Lift it up a little higher, back down. That's how you're going to want your foot placed when you do a front snap kick. So let's try this again. Ready? Hands up in front of you. And let's try that front snap kick with that foot placement. Ready? 1. Back to your spot. 2. Keep those hands up. And 3. Okay, just like that. As you get better at the front snap kick, let's try and add some more speed, some more power into it. Okay, ready? I'm gonna face this way this time. And 1. Don't forget to retract. 2. Last 1. 3. Nice job. I hope you got that down. Here's a couple of tips and common mistakes that people do when they're doing their front snap kick. So one of the things that you don't want to do is kick out and then just bring it back down. Remember I said that re-chambering at the end is super important. So don't forget, you kick out comes back in, and then back down. You don't want to just kick it out and then swing it back down on the ground. Another common mistake is foot placement. So when you're using this kick, make sure that you're not flexing your foot to try and pull your toes back, but instead your foot is pointed, okay, and then your toes are just pulled back. And remember, practice that high heel position as long as you need to, and then just practice kicking it out. Don't kick with your heel backwards like this, but rather only pull your toes back so it looks like this. Make sure you practice lots. If you have a target or a kicking bag, that is even better to practice. It will improve over time, and there's certain things that you can do if you want to improve the height of your kick. I have plenty of videos on learning how to kick higher, so make sure that you check those out. Now let's go ahead and learn the next kick. Alright, to learn the next kick, we're actually going to start off on the ground, okay? So what I want you to do is lean over to one side. You can put your elbow down, and all you're going to do is show me your knee pointed straight away from you, just like this. This is for the roundhouse kick. I like to teach it on the ground because it's easier to learn how your foot is going to be placed, how your hips are going to be turned over and everything. So you don't have to worry about balance or anything. You're just learning how to do the kick, okay? So pretend that your arms are here in a fighting stance. Now what you're going to do, point your knee forward as high as you can go, and you're just going to bring your foot out like this. Make sure your toes are pulled back and pointed just like this. It's a little different than the front snap kick. And then bring it back in, okay? Super important, always keeping this knee chamber like this. Ready? Kick it out and back in. That's one. Let's do 5 of these. Ready? 1, keep your eyes forward, back in. 2, back in. 3, back in. 4, back in. 5, back in. When you do this, make sure that your hips aren't looking forwards, that you're kicking upwards, but rather you're going all the way over with your kick. Your hips are sideways, your knee is sideways, you're kicking out and back in, just like that for a good roundhouse kick. Now let's go ahead and stand up so that we can learn this full kick. Alright, now we're ready to learn this kick up on our feet. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring your kicking leg in front in that fighting stance. We're going to start off learning it with your kicking leg forward, then we can switch it up, okay? So what I want you to do is bring this knee up just like you did sideways like this, okay? Very good. Ready? Bring it up, back down. Remember, your knee is pointed straight in front of you like this, okay? Now you're going to do that same kick out just like we did when we were on the ground. Ready? Hands up. Knee up, kick out, back in, and down. Okay, if you need to hold on to the wall or a chair or something so that you don't lose your balance, go ahead. It's easier if we go faster though. Okay, ready? Knee up, kick, back in, and then down. Let's try 3 of those. Ready? So you can follow along. Ready? And 1. Make sure your hips are turning over and sideways. 2. Make sure your stomach's not facing forward, your stomach's facing sideways. Hands up. 3. Just like that. Now you have the roundhouse kick motion down. Let's learn it with a rear leg. So we're going to start off in a fighting stance. Put the other leg in front so that your kicking leg is on the back. Okay? Hands up in a fighting stance. You're going to bring your knee up just like we did for that first front snap kick. Ready? Knee up. Now, we're going to take this foot that's on the ground. It's going to pivot all the way around as far as it can go where it feels comfortable. So ready? Knee up. Pivot, now our knee is sideways. Okay, we're gonna kick out, back in, and then down, okay? Those are all the steps to a roundhouse kick. Let's go ahead and see it again. Ready? Hands up, knee, pivot, kick, re-chamber, and down. That's your roundhouse kick. Ready? Let's go ahead and try it a little bit faster. Now, a couple of common mistakes that you want to avoid is make sure after your roundhouse kick, once again, you're not just dropping it down, but you're re-chambering before you come back down to your fighting stance. Another common mistake is forgetting to turn over with your hips. So make sure you're not kicking forward like this. Make sure that you're not forgetting to twist your bottom foot around because you want to be able to kick all the way sideways. Just like that. Make sure you practice plenty. This kick will get easier the more amount of times that you practice it. As said before, if you have a kicking bag or someone to hold a paddle or a shield for you, those are awesome options. I'll leave links in the description below if you want to order one so you can practice with some power. And now let's go ahead and learn the next kick, the side kick. on the ground. So let's go ahead, find some space on the ground, lean over, your hips are gonna be sideways, just like the one for a roundhouse kick. Now, show me that roundhouse kick position we learned. The difference is this time you're gonna tuck your knee in as close to your stomach as you can, and instead of having your foot pointed, we're gonna flex everything back just like this, okay? Now, we're gonna shoot the kick out, keep those toes back, keep that foot flexed, and bring it back in. You're aiming to hit with the blade of your foot and your heel, okay? So it's like you're stomping on something on the wall. Let's try it again, ready? Kick it out. And bring that knee back in. Don't forget, reaching brings super important. Let's go a little faster. Ready? Kick it out. And back in. Again, ready? Kick it out. And back in. Make sure while you're doing this, your hips don't open up. And you want to keep your toes sideways, but you want to make sure that these hips are staying in line to turn them all the way over. Okay, one more time. Bring it in. Out. And back in. All right, now we're ready to try it on your feet. Let's go ahead and learn it with our front leg first. So fighting stance with the kicking leg in front. You're gonna bring your knee up as close to your stomach as you can. Make sure your foot is in the right positioning before you even start. Ready? Knee up, out, back in, down. Got it? Don't forget, you can grab onto something if you feel like you're gonna fall. Ready? Let's try it again. Hands up, knee up, out, in, and down. Now let's learn that same thing with your rear leg. Okay, so switch legs. Your back leg is gonna be the kicking leg now. Hands in front of you. When you do this, you're gonna go ahead and do that pivot, just like we did with the roundhouse kick. So as you lift your back leg, your front leg's gonna pivot all the way around like this. Kick it out, back in, and down. Okay, let's try it again. Hands up, knee up, pivot, knee goes to your stomach, kick out, kick back in, and down. That is your side kick. Now, a couple of key mistakes is basically on how you position the rest of your body while you're doing the side kick. So I'm gonna show you a front view to kind of make it easier. Our hands are up. What you don't wanna do is forget to turn your hips, because right now, as you can see, it's really hard to maintain this pose. What you have to do is make sure that you're turning your hips so everything's in line. That way you have a more stable and stronger side kick. Okay guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this breakdown of 3 of the basic Taekwondo kicks. If you did enjoy it and you want to keep learning, make sure you check out my Martial Arts for Beginners online course. I will leave that link in the description below. Make sure that you train hard, work hard, but above all, prioritize safety. Make sure that you don't get any injuries. We're always trying to avoid those. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any Taekwondo videos. Also, don't forget to follow my Instagram, because on there I post a whole bunch of drills and things to help you. So I will see you guys all in my next video. Have an awesome week training, guys. Bye.